Good evening, Kryptonians. This is Crypto Big Boss coming to you again with another informative video. Today is the 30th of May, 2021. This is a great article here on CoinDesk that I wanted to dig into and give a little bit of feedback and commentary to my subscribers. I think this was put out about 2 days ago. It talks about Biden's 2022 budget, including new crypto reporting proposals. And I'm going to just kind of interact with this, and we're going to see where the mindset of the federal government is actually headed with this new regime in the White House. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the article. Then we're going to come back and we're going to look at the actual video that they have, which is kind of disjointed from the article. It's got some good parts and some bad parts, but we're going to dig into it. It says, proposed cryptocurrency regulations are in the first budget released by Joe Biden's White House. So this stuff is not going to go into effect apparently until sometime around December of 2022. This is a very good article written by Nick Hellish on the 28th of May. It says President Joe Biden's 2022 budget proposal includes several new crypto reporting requirements, according to a pair of documents published on Friday. Okay, it goes on to say that the budget published Friday, the first from Biden's administration, includes two proposals that would give the Treasury Department additional requirements around what type of information financial institutions must report to the IRS or other Treasury sub-departments. The first proposal, mentioned in the White House budget itself, would expand broker information reporting with respect to cryptocurrency assets. Okay, it says the Treasury Department Green Book provided more context, saying the proposed change would expand the scope of information reporting by brokers by allowing them to share information across different jurisdictions that have partnered with the U.S. The document states the proposal would require brokers, including entities such as U.S. crypto asset exchanges, and hosted wallet providers, to report information relating to certain passive entities and their substantial foreign owners when reporting with respect to crypto assets held by those entities in an account with the broker. Gross proceeds, sales, and substantial foreign owners and passive entities would be included in these reports. The proposal would take effect for returns filed after December 31st, 2022, according to the document. Tax evasion using crypto assets is a rapidly growing problem. Really? Since the industry is entirely digital, taxpayers can transact with offshore crypto exchanges and wallet providers without leaving the United States, the Treasury Department document said as an explanation for the proposal. Let's talk about information reporting. It says that the 2022 budget includes several other crypto reporting requirements, according to the Treasury document. The second proposal to introduce a comprehensive financial accounting reporting structure for tax compliance purposes would require financial institutions to report data on user accounts with a breakdown on different types of transfers above the minimis threshold of $600. This would include crypto asset exchanges and custodians, the document says. Separately, reporting requirements would apply in cases in which taxpayers buy crypto assets from one broker and then transfer the crypto assets to another broker. And businesses that receive crypto assets in transactions with a fair market value of more than $10,000 would have to report such transactions, the proposal says. So the budget comes just over a week after Treasury Department proposed that financial institutions and other businesses which receive transfers of over $10,000 in crypto to report those to the IRS. The proposal is similar to a financial crimes enforcement network proposal as well. So here's the thing. You know, where does it stop, Mr. Biden? Why is it all of a sudden important for regulators to know how much money everybody has and who they're giving it to and who they're spending it on? This is an interesting problem. Okay. Now, my spin on this is, I'm not saying that you don't pay taxes, but this idea of tracking everybody's crypto assets and how much they have and who they give it to is a little bit worrisome to me, because you know, what else does that apply to? If I go out here in my backyard and I take a shovel and I start digging and I just automatically say, all of a sudden find some gold. Hey, Mr. Biden, am I going to be required to let everybody know where I got the gold from? If I go over here and find silver and gold, if I find this, what am I required to let you know where I got every single dollar, every single thing of value? Why all of a sudden is it necessary for the federal government to start micromanaging where the money came from or who has what? This bothers me, Mr. Biden. Okay, I can understand if we have people trying to evade taxes by shuffling money over to foreign countries. Now, I'm not in agreement with, I agree that we need to find a way to make sure that people are not using crypto for nefarious purposes. We need to make sure that people are not using crypto to evade taxes or launder money. But you know what, Mr. Biden, we also need to figure that out for regular cash. We need to figure that out for the regular banking. Okay, why is there this attack on this new asset class? You know, I wonder how much legislation is in the new proposal talking about stopping illegal and illicit drugs coming into this country. Why are we focusing on monitoring this new asset class, but we're not focusing on the things that are hurting the youth, focusing on the things that are basically turning our people into zombies? We're sitting over here trying to make everybody freaking okay. It's legal to go ahead and smoke everything under the sun in the majority of the states. And now all of a sudden, the focus is not on illicit drugs. The focus is not on alcoholism. The focus is not on the things that are killing the people. The focus now is, how do we take money from the people? Yeah, I got an opinion about this. And maybe it's not a popular one. Okay? But my issue is this. If we don't address this, if we don't address this problem now, what we're going to end up with is this. We're going to end up with a whole generation of people that think it's acceptable for folks to just knock on your door and say, you know what, I didn't invest in anything. But since I'm your government, I want you to give me 35% of it. The people don't need to accept this mentality. Now, right now, this is not that obtrusive. It's not going to, they're not saying that in this article exactly, but they're moving in that direction. And I find it troublesome, Mr. Biden. Now, let's take a look at this video, which has some good and bad parts. Let's start at the beginning. This is a pretty good video.
Now, looking ahead to next week, though, you know, President Biden has just unveiled or is about to propose a $6 trillion budget. Do you think that'll have an effect on Bitcoin price, Brad?
Well, I mean, it's out there, it's part of that broader inflation narrative, money going into the system. I mean, Michael Casey, CoinDesk's chief content officer, is out with his column today saying that he thinks we're going into a new crypto winter. I mean, probably signals are out on that. A lot of people think we are still in this kind of early stage of adoption, but to Galen's point, some of this news that maybe in the past would have been super bullish, Ray Dalio coming out saying he owns, and Apple, PayPal news, and it's not driving things higher. And it seems like we're kind of now stuck in a new range that's 38,000 to 42,000 ish, which is still pretty far below that $65,000 high we saw just in April. So, there's one analyst who was saying today that, this overly bearish tone could result in a violent, rally, which sometimes happens, but, it's looking pretty uncertain right now, but kind of bearish.
I want to pause right here and show a little respect for this analyst, because he's giving a pretty good synopsis of why we could be entering into a bear market. But you have to be careful about what you see. So far, I have seen, if we put everything together with what we just read in this article, the things that you read in this article, I think, aren't actually helping the crypto market grow, okay? President Biden's budget proposal is basically saying, hey, I want people reporting their transactions as this money moves. It doesn't say how much. Why would you want to report all this? Why would you want these reports unless you had a plan to take a piece of it? Okay? There's no reason for people to report to the federal government their transactions moving unless they plan to get a piece of it. Or they think that you're doing something nefarious or trying to not pay taxes. Whatever their reason, in the end, they want a piece of it. That's why they want these reports. And then you hear this first analyst talking about a crypto winter and, we're not at the highs that we were, and it's a bullet. It was not as bullish as it was. Now we're in a bear market. Do you see what they're doing here? They're painting a negative spin on this entire crypto space. This would actually slow the trajectory of the movement. Could this possibly be their real narrative? Could this possibly be their real objective? To slow people down and stop them from continuing to invest in this asset class. Let's listen to a little bit more.
I think.
Galen, are you getting a sense from the earnings results that you're watching next week about what direction the crypto markets can go? And, we have to wrap soon, so we'll just keep that in mind.
Well, honestly, I think it's worth paying attention to macro in the context of crypto at this point. I mean, we're entering this new phase where crypto has this kind of more consistent place in the macro conversation. Now, how the interplay works is yet to be really broadly understood, I think. It's not as simple as risk on, number go up. The investor base of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general is just too varied. The market's too fragmented for that. But I do think we're entering a world in which that plays out. A couple of earnings reports next week that are kind of on the work from home meme stock front would be Zoom and Slack, both reporting. And then, of course, we've got the non-farm payrolls on Friday that everybody will be watching closely.
Mm-hmm.
Listen at this. This is very interesting. Would you classify what you just heard from this gentleman as negative for the crypto class of assets or positive? Okay, what I just heard basically gives a spin of an era of negativity, of this hesitation. Okay, everything is pointing to hesitate. Don't continue to take your money and put it over here. This is not, we're gonna, if you do, we're gonna watch you closer. If you move more than $600 or $10,000, we want to know about it. Okay, and now listen to this guy. We don't know if it's gonna continue to go up. It's just kind of flailing there. That's what listen. Nothing so far that has been said sounds positive to me. Absolutely positive. Let's listen to some more of this.
Christy, also, Bitcoin Miami is happening. Are you? Well, I'll be going, but I don't think you can go yet. But you know.
No, I can't go. But CoinDesk will be there. And what I'm looking forward to, I want to see if maybe we're going to get a Bitcoin Miami bump. If we can't get too much of a consensus one, maybe we'll get a Bitcoin Miami bump. But I'm looking forward to hearing reporting from on topics like Lightning.
Finally, some positivity. And not only that, listen at what she says next.
Building businesses on Lightning, infrastructure development. There's going to be sessions on banking the unbanked with Jack Dorsey and Alex Gladstein that I think is going to be pretty interesting. Lots of stuff on art, NFTs, on Bitcoin. Crypto Graffiti will be talking about that. And Senator Cynthia Lummis, who was also speaking at Consensus, will be discussing bringing Bitcoin innovation back to the USA with Representative Warren Davidson. So there's lots of cool stuff going to happen. And of course, they're going to talk about Bitcoin mining and energy.
Listen.
I want to invest in.
Listen. Can we bring it back a little further? I'm not sure. What we just heard is really important. I don't think they knew what she was going to say. She was the only person, Christy Olsen was the only person that said something positive. This entire video that they just had there had really nothing to do, if you ask me, with the article, which was mediocre negative, okay? You had two people who are passively negative, okay, towards the entire asset class as far as it growing and being something worth investing in. But then here comes Christy Olsen, and she's talking about the things that I like to talk about. She's talking about innovation. She's talking about solving the energy problem. She's talking about bringing innovation with Bitcoin back to the United States. She's talking about the whole Miami Bitcoin thing. Look. This is what the people are investing in. And however much they want to invest should be at the discretion of the people who are looking for something to basically stretch whatever means they have further than what it is. Is that really the federal government's business? And if it is, how far does it go? Do they need to have an accounting of every dollar that you have? Are they going to start asking you to report all the money that's sitting in suitcases at your house? Do they want to come to your house and count up all the money in the piggy banks that you had when you was a kid? Maybe they'll be sending their people out to count up how much change is in the ashtray of that old truck you got sitting out in the driveway that doesn't run anymore. Maybe they're going to come out and take the little metal detectors and walk over your land and find out whether you got 50 cents or $500 out there. I don't know. How far does this go? When does it stop? When is the federal government going to stop trying to count everybody's money and count all these businesses' money, okay, so that they can take a cut, okay? Here's my budget proposal. Okay, you've starting to work with the DEXs, thank goodness. Now, work it into the transactions. Work the taxation into the transactions. Don't sit up here and try to make it difficult for people to buy the assets because they don't want to have to report, well, I bought $10,000, $20,000 of it, or $30,000 of it, and I sent some home. Do I have to report that? Oh, am I going to go to jail if I say that I gave some out at Christmas time? If it's above the threshold? You're trying to make it actually inconvenient for people to continue to grow their portfolios. And I don't agree with that. I think that's ridiculous. We can't talk about leading innovation in the realm of blockchain technology and then turn around on the other hand and stop people from investing in this technology. You should find ways to incentivize this. Find a way to be clever about getting whatever it is you need to get, you know, for the federal government. And what is a fair amount? Not this bogus thing that you got now with this 30-something%. Come up with something that is fair and reasonable. So, if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed this commentary, please go ahead, throw up the likes. I'd love to hear what your comments are, what your opinions are in the comment section. Love to hear it. Please drop your comments in the comment section. And if you're new to this channel, please go ahead, consider subscribing. Love to have you, and I'll catch you on the next one.